Good morning, students. Here we start with embryology. Again, a very important topic, development of interventricular septum. So this is very often asked as a short note. Just as interatrial septum we have finished, this is the short note on development of interventricular septum. So in the development of interventricular septum, there will be 3 points. And based on these 3 points only, it is a very short discussion. We will complete the interventricular septum. The first point will be the first structure that will help in development of interventricular septum will be the ventricular septum. So this is the first point, ventricular septum that will develop. Second point will be, after the ventricular septum, there will be development of proximal bulbar septum. So this will be proximal bulbar septum. Second point, after the development of proximal bulbar septum, there will be development of septum intermedium. So this will be the third step, septum intermedium. This septum intermedium will contribute towards the development of interventricular septum, as we know that. And septum intermedium, basically it is a septum which is developed because of fusion of ventral and dorsal atrioventricular valves. If you recollect previous lectures, in which in the atrioventricular canal there was development of dorsal and ventral cushions. These two cushions have joined with each other anterior-posteriorly. Which direction? Anterior-posteriorly, to develop into septum intermedium. So from this septum intermedium, there will be a small proliferation, a small growth, which will help in development of interventricular septum. So based on these 3 points, we are going to complete the development of interventricular septum. Now our first line diagram, if we try and draw, this is the bulbus cordis. So I will write here bulbus cordis, and just inferior to it, we draw the entire ventricle. So therefore this will be the primitive ventricle, which is this end. This end is anterior or ventral, which is this end. This will be posterior or dorsal. So therefore now, what is the portion which is lying dorsal to bulboventricular cavity? Now if you combine these two and name it, it is called bulboventricular cavity. So this complete bulboventricular cavity, this is a cardiac loop which we had discussed earlier. Dorsal to it will be the primitive atrium. So therefore, just dorsal to it, if we draw the primitive atrium, this primitive atrium will be, this is what we draw, the primitive atrium. And here we'll just cut off this margin. So therefore, this is the exact cutoff margin. And here also, this will extend here till this point. So therefore now here we can name this as primitive atrium. Now in primitive atrium, in the 6th week, when there is development of septum primum, and in 7th week there is development of septum secundum for the completion of interatrial septa. At that particular period, here if we show, we just show this septum. I want to show it with different color, so I will show it with yellow color. So if I show this septum here, this is septum primum. So just to show that at this stage there will be development of interventricular septum simultaneous. Now this is the floor of primitive ventricle. From the floor of primitive ventricle, there will be development of, here I will use blue color, there will be development of ventricular septum, our first point, ventricular septum. So the ventricular septum will start its development like this. This is the ventricular septum. How it will develop? From the floor of primitive ventricular cavity or from the floor of bulboventricular loop. septum which will pass mid-sagittally in the dorsocranial direction, in this direction. So this is how it will pass. What is the name of this septum? The name of this septum is ventricular septum. So this is the first point from the floor of bulboventricular cavity going upwards. Its upper margin here is concave. This ventricular septum will have two horns. First horn is ventral horn and second horn is dorsal horn. So therefore here there will be presence of two horns, ventral and dorsal. If we can name this horn as ventral horn of ventricular septum, and here this horn as dorsal horn of ventricular septum. Very clear, very simple. Make it simple, do not complicate it. This much is about first point. And it is migrating. Where is it going? It is going dorsally and cranially. Now, here, this is the primitive atrium, and here its development is taking place in the form of septum primum, then septum secundum, etc. That is simultaneously taking place in the development of interatrial septum. What is important is this canal, atrioventricular canal, common canal. Now here there will be development of septum intermedium, and as I told you, there are two walls, ventral and dorsal cushions of the atrioventricular canal. These two walls or cushions will migrate towards each other, and they will migrate in such a way that they will form septum intermedium. So here we want to show the ventral and the dorsal. I will use orange color. If I make this here and I show this as the ventral cushion of AV valve or atrioventricular valve, and here I want to show this as the dorsal cushion of atrioventricular valve. That is, in future these two will form septum intermedium by fusion. So therefore now I will name this as, here I will name this as ventral cushion of atrioventricular valve, or it is simply known as ventral cushion of septum intermedium. This way also you can name ventral cushion of septum intermedium. Now here, this one, this will be the dorsal cushion of septum intermedium. Here, now this ventral cushion of septum intermedium, dorsal cushion of septum intermedium, at this point we keep it simple. So ventral cushion of septum intermedium from the ventral wall of atrioventricular canal, dorsal cushion of septum intermedium from the dorsal wall of atrioventricular canal. Please note down. Now these two septa will fuse with each other and they will develop into septum intermedium. So therefore, this is the second point in the development of ventricular septum at this stage. Here, what will happen is the ventral horn of ventricular septum will fuse with the ventral cushion of septum intermedium, and the dorsal horn of ventricular septum will fuse with the dorsal cushion of septum intermedium. This is simple. Ventral with ventral, dorsal with dorsal, and here we end our first point, ventricular septum. This much. Now we continue. Now, second point. What is second point? Proximal bulbar septum. At this stage, there will be development of proximal bulbar septum. What is it? We know that bulbus cordis is located cephalic to the primitive ventricular cavity. This is cephalic, and bulbus cordis will differentiate. It will develop into, number one, proximal portion, which will develop into the right part of the ventricle, that is, it will help in development of right ventricle. Middle segment of bulbus cordis will help in development of conus cordis, the outflowing tract of both the ventricles. And the most cephalic portion of bulbus cordis, will help in development of truncus arteriosus, that is pulmonary trunk and ascending aorta. So bulbus cordis, in this way it will develop, and that we'll discuss in the next segment. Right now, the bulbus cordis here, there will be development of proximal bulbar septum. Proximal, that means towards the ventricular cavity, proximal. So therefore, there will be development, if this is the, here we will name this as right, this is the right wall and left wall, and this section is sagittal section of the cardiac loop. In the sagittal section of cardiac loop, here we name this as the right and the left, almost. So let us name this as the right and the left wall. So therefore, from the right wall of bulbus cordis, there will be development of one septum, which is known as the right bulbar septum. So I will use here yellow color, and I will show that there will be development of this right bulbar septum. And from the left wall, there will be development of left bulbar septum. And where are these two septa developing? They are growing towards each other. So let us name this as the right proximal bulbar septum, or the ridge. So the right proximal bulbar ridge, or the right proximal bulbar septum. And here we will name this as the left proximal bulbar ridge or septum. From the right wall of bulbus cordis, the right septum or ridge will develop. From the left wall of bulbus cordis, the left septum will develop. And here, now, the most important point will be the right bulbar septum, the right part, developing from the right wall of bulbus cordis, will always be in line with, it will be in approximate line with the dorsal horn of ventricular septum. So therefore, the dorsal horn of ventricular septum, the right bulbar ridge, will be in line with the dorsal horn of ventricular septum. Left bulbar ridge will always be developing from the left wall of bulbus cordis, but it will be in line with ventral horn of ventricular septum. So it will be in line with the ventral horn of ventricular septum. And please note down, this combination is slightly twisted. It is not simple attachment. It will be in a slightly twisted manner, since the right bulbar ridge will go towards the, it will be in line with the ventral, not ventral but dorsal horn of ventricular septum, and the left bulbar ridge will be in line with the ventral horn of ventricular septum. So it will be slightly twisted. And the same we are going to represent in next diagram coming up in the next segment.